you could be making up to 300,000 or thereabouts a ton of oil sold. We have come to the palm kernel oil and cake production machines. This machine, as you are looking at it, is called palm kernel oil expeller. You can call it palm kernel oil expeller. You can call it palm kernel oil extractor or palm kernel nuts crusher. Any of the three names go. You can use any of the three names, but then we normally use a expeller, for simplicity. It is a three-part machine: the electric motor, that is the prime mover, the axle, and then the crushing chamber. This electric motor is normally 50 horsepower or 60 horsepower, as the case may be, depending on what the customer wants. It's actually the thing that drives the whole system. When it is plugged, there will be a belt to be connected to this. This is a pulley, and there will be another pulley here. We connected by belt, so when it is energized, the motion, the forward motion, will now propel this pulley around at a speed that will now turn this axle. Inside this axle are gears, reduction gears or ratioed gears that will now move this shaft. The shaft is actually where the action happens. Inside this area is called the crushing chamber. So there will be a basket, that will be here. Remember, this machine is still under construction. So the crushing activity takes place here. As it is crushing the kernel, squeezing out the oil, squeezing out the oil from the palm kernel nuts, the oil will flow down into a trough, a kind of basin that will be under. And from that basin, the crude palm kernel oil extracted will be sent into the primary tank. Any of these two tanks are for filter press. One is primary tank, the other one is secondary tank. I will explain that later. But when the oil flows down into here, it will later be pumped into the filter press, but I will explain that later. Meanwhile, the palm kernel cake comes out from this front. It will be collected and then bagged by the workers. We call it palm kernel cake. You know that palm kernel cake is actually a very basic raw material for animal feed. Both chicken feed, piggery feed, goatry, cattle rearing feed. People can use it to compound for animals and then produce feed for animals. It is in high demand, and it is a byproduct from this process. The main oil, which is the palm kernel oil, flows into this primary tank, and this primary tank actually is to be attached to this machine here called Ozor Oil Filter Press. This machine belongs to the palm kernel oil and cake production machine. We call it Ozor Oil Filter Press. It's not here completed. This is a workshop, but it's good I just explain it with this skeleton as it is. So the primary tank will be here. During the installation, it will be arranged in such a way that as the oil is coming out from the expeller, it's flowing into the primary tank, and then a pump will pick it up and pass the oil through this filter press. There are filtration mediums to be attached. The thing that will actually remove the sludge and the debris and the debts. It will be fixed when the machine will be ready. There will be taps here. Look at this place. This thing are sockets for taps, so that the clean oil will be coming out simultaneously through the taps that will be attached here. There will be a trough, a collecting container here, that will now channel the filtered oil down into another tank called the secondary tank that will be placed here. It will be placed here after the installation. So it is in this secondary tank that you can now pump clean oil that looks almost like refined vegetable oil if you put it in a glass bottle. It will be pumped from here to your storage tank, from where you can now sell to your buyers. Buyers are normally refineries, that is vegetable oil refineries, soap makers, because actually PKO is about 75% of laundry soap, while it is about 98 to 99% of what our uninformed housewife call groundnut oil. Groundnut oil is in the market, like all these brands. They have called Power Oil, King's Oil. There are a lot of them, different kinds of brands in the market, but people just call it groundnut oil generally. It's not groundnut actually. It's not the groundnut we chew. It's refined palm kernel oil. And this refined palm kernel oil comes from this process. So when it is pumped to the tank, the refineries come with a trailer or truck, the tanker truck, and then evacuate it to their refinery. They go there, add flavor, add vitamins, maybe vitamin C or A, as NAFDAC may require. Then remove the free fatty acids, and then bottle it up and brings it to the market as what we call groundnut oil or vegetable oil. The whole process starts from this machine. So this is a filter press. We have explained the oil extractor, the speller, or the palm kernel crusher there. But there's another machine I need to explain, which actually is the starting point. That machine is called toaster. This is a toaster to be under construction anyway. This toaster works with hot air blower, so that when you install it, there is a chamber where you will generate heat, and then a blower will carry that heat under this machine. There are perforations on top, so all the nuts placed inside this thing will be heated and dried by hot air. It's not direct heat, it's hot air, very, very hot air that comes under to remove the moisture, agitate the oil pores in the nuts, and that will make it ready and suitable for crushing. Because if you don't do it that way, as it goes into the expeller, it will not bring out all the oil. So it's a process of preconditioning. We precondition the nuts before it goes into the expeller or the crusher or the oil extractor. The moment it enters into that crushing chamber, it will release out almost all the oil contained therein. And that is the process that is best and most cost effective for producing palm kernel oil. You must toast it, that's precondition it before you take it to the crusher to expel out the oil and bring out the cake. The expelled oil will now be taken to the filter press for cleaning or filtration to remove the sludge, and then bring out the golden colored oil called palm kernel oil. There's a minor byproduct called sludge that comes out after it has been filtered. It will be packed inside those chambers, filtration chambers. It's still money. You bring it out and then store it in drum. There are people who come to buy it. They buy it, take it to their own workshop and recook it again and extract further oil, maybe the ones that are trapped, and maybe sell it to laundry soap makers, because that quality of oil is not the same as the first PKO that comes out from this filter press. It's a little bit darker in color. So, but then it's money. In calculating your profit and loss, you are going to talk about the sales of the main oil, the sales of the sludge, the sales of the palm kernel cake. Put it together, then remove all other costs, including the cost of the raw material. That is the palm kernel nuts you purchased initially before you start the process. And then other production costs like labor, utility, rent, and all these other things. And then you come to your profit, gross profit, which is appreciable. And from analysis, we have discovered that From 2.5 tons of kernel you crush, you could be making up to 300,000 or thereabouts per ton of oil sold. It's actually profitable. And if somebody can manage this process very well, working from morning till evening, you'll be looking at a lot of money, you know, in net profit. So if it is properly managed, when I mean properly managed, you manage the production, you manage even the purchasing of the kernel, because the kernel you purchase, which is a raw material, actually has a way to manage it. If you don't, you may end up buying adulterated kernel, which will not give you correct yield. It will not give you the expected yield. So maybe when you chat me up in WhatsApp, I'll be able to explain some of the details about how to know good quality kernel, and then how to buy, and maybe places to go and buy good quality kernel. We can explain all that in more details as you consult us. But then the bottom line is that it's a profitable business if it is properly managed. If the operator manages it properly, it's a gold mine. So that's about palm kernel oil and cake production section. So thank you. And let's talk about another thing.